Get the gate right to the sight sex. Leave the fire and the roof style stuff. I'm on that grind like we're chasing the stars. From Millmore to Du Valley, we've come so far. Talk about legends, yeah, we know the score. Ronnie and Bobby, we remember you more. From the highs of the Wembley fight to losing our trousers, still we ignite. Red and white with the pride, we're never gonna bow. Fighting like middlemen, hear the roar now. We're middlemen, we stand up tall. Through ups and downs, we give it all. From Millmore to Du Valley.
Right, good evening and welcome to KV Terrace Talk, home of the Millers Monday. I'm your new and latest host, David Besley, or just call me Bez, as most of my mates do. Mr. Bush is on another holiday to Mablethorpe. God, he has a lot of holidays, doesn't he, that lad? First of all, as you can see, we've got three glorious people joining me, including a new addition to the Millers Monday podcast, and that is Richard, or as we all know him, Shelley. So, hiya, Shelley, how are you? You all right?
Good, lads, thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Lovely. Just before I come back to you, just ask how the other guys are. John, how are you? You all good?
Good, thank you. Happy bank holiday.
Lovely. And last but not least, Adam, how are you? You all right?
Fantastic, great, nice warm bank holiday Monday.
Good. And Rotherham didn't slow it that much, did they? This weekend? No? Okay. Right. I'll go to yourself, Shelley. And so it's something we always do. We like new guests or anyone who's kind of joined the Millers Monday podcast. So we just want your thoughts on the current season. I know it's only been a few games, but what are your current thoughts? Where do you think Rotherham will finish? And then have you got like a player of the season from the transfers that we've kind of brought in? Like, is any of the transfers where you think, I think he'll do quite well? So the floor is yours, my friend.
Yeah, so it's been a bit of a mixed bag so far, a bit of like game two halves. So obviously Port Vale, where we set off, you thought, here we go, we're gonna sort of batter these, and then we kind of took the foot off the gas, and it was a bit of a nervy sort of last half an hour. I mean, away form is away form, so that's not to speak about really. And then Monday was quite an entertaining game, to be honest. It was to and fro, 2-1, and then it's, I suppose, typical Rotherham in a way that we can't kind of keep a lead. But yeah, it was quite an entertaining game. As for new signings, I think Ateti looked quite strong on Saturday. It's what we've been kind of missing. He were, a big strong lad up front. Sheriff, I can't believe he's only 19, or should I say Sharif. He hopefully could be a decent signing. Two Dutch lads, Denzel Hall, he's rapid down that right. So again, if we play to his strengths and get him forward, he could look a decent signing.
Lovely. And just lastly, where do you think Rotherham will finish as it stands? Like, whereabouts in the league?
I mean, we should, in this league, realistically, we should be pushing, but I suppose we've got to, sort of top off and try and build on something and try and get a decent team behind us and then hopefully kick on. But, I mean, we can't do any worse than last season, really, can we?
No, I suppose that's true.
We'd like to think that anyway.
Are you, just quickly, behind damn short at the minute? I know he's not had the best of starts, but are you behind him still? You still think it's his time?
Yeah, you've got to give him a chance, haven't you? Yeah, there's bits sort of playing out from the back and things like that. But yeah, you've got to give him a chance. It's early days. You can see what he's trying to do is fetching sort of young players in, and yeah, it's early days. Yeah, but you've got to get behind him, obviously.
Yeah. Okay. Cheers for that. Right then. So we'll dive straight into Saturday. Obviously 12:30 kickoff. It was Rotherham United 2, Wigan Athletic 2. So before we go into the player ratings, which is obviously something we've been doing on this channel, if you just want to give us like a quick overview of the game, like what you thought was good, what was bad, was it a decent result, all stuff like that. We'll start with yourself, John. So what were your thoughts on Saturday? Were you pleased with the result in the end?
I think we're going to probably obviously discuss the controversial decisions that Mr. Referee decided not to give two blatant handballs. But I said to Lee and obviously a few in the group half time the changes. Obviously, the midfield change was a yellow card enforced change, but McWilliams changed the game for me, and so did Etiti, or however, I don't even know how you say his name, but the Cardiff lone lad. I call him the Cardiff lone lad, but for me, that was a real positive halftime change. I think we were unlucky. Obviously, the defending for the Mullen goal, another set piece is a concern. But overall, yeah, I don't have many negatives to say. Actually, I feel unjustified, but a really good game, and it was good to see positive changes for the midfield.
Yeah, fully agree. And yourself, Adam, what your thoughts similar to John's possibly?
Yeah, I mean, first half we didn't play. It was a bit of a boring first half, to be honest. We didn't really get out of second gear. I think Kelly was a bit lucky with the challenge, but the referee, I know a lot said he has been bad. He did let the game flow. He was always letting it flow, so he didn't do bad in that aspect. But yeah, I think there was a couple of penalty claims. For Wigan, I thought the Murray Fraser, I think it is, he was a good play on the right wing. He got a lot of times. I think James was pushing up a bit too much, and then obviously he was free. But yeah, I think Sheriff was fantastic in the first half. Hold the ball well. Second half, I thought he might tire, but he didn't. Say he's only been playing under 21s football. Hugo could have done a lot more in the first half. I know he doesn't always have the service. His header on another day flies it back at net, and the fans all love him again. And yeah, like John says, Etete, absolutely fantastic. I know the first game, a lot of the fans were slagging him off, saying, "Oh, what we got here," because I know I took a couple of his balls when he got it to feet, going out of play, didn't know where he was going, but he ran like he was pressing, he was holding it up. Maybe even should have scored with his header when it crossed over. But yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. I think hopefully it should start tomorrow.
What do you know why? Do you know why Hugo was brought off then? Was he injured? Because it's interesting. Because like when we were down at half time, as you do, you have the conversation at the game, and the lads that I kind of stand with in that corner, they're not big fans of Hugo either. They don't like him at all. But it were interesting that they actually came to me and said they thought he had a really good game in that first half, and obviously he got brought off. So was he injured then? Does anyone know?
I noticed just before half time he went down and it was like holding I think it's one of his knees. So I'm not sure if he's had a knock. But just to touch quickly on what I don't know, Rich, but the challenge for I forgot what you said, the yellow card, James, was it now? Kelly, yeah. You're right, and he's got lucky because if he doesn't, he slips, right? So if he doesn't slip, he's off because it was a bad tackle, like. But I think to give him the benefit of the doubt, the referee's seen him. He slipped and kind of his feet have gone up a bit higher, sort of thing. But that's all I was going to add about that. Sorry.
I know a few people, when I've been reading online, a few people have said the reason Hugo got brought off is injured. Well, Rotherham's not released anything saying he's injured and he won't make it to the game tomorrow. So.
No, but to be fair, they're not normally very good at that, though, are they, Rotherham? I mean, I'm pretty sure when Nombe got injured, we didn't find out for a few days. In fact, I don't think are they even told about Nombe yet still? I don't think
when he said he's had a scan, it's worse than they thought, wasn't it?
Yeah, a couple of months.
Right. Okay. And then lastly, so Shelley, yourself, what did you think of the game on Saturday?
I think it also, no disrespect to Hugo, but it also needed something different. So obviously when the two new lads come on, it just, well, should I say when Etete come on, it just gave us, a bit more power, and they were running at him, and it was just, it needed something. I think McWilliams, again, kind of sort of changed the game in midfield. Kelly sort of sits back more, he can drive forward a little bit more. And I think we were, probably unlucky not to win it. I mean, it could have gone both ways. But when you see Paul Mullin come on like that, and there's players around him, and he's unmarked in box, you kind of something like that. You're expecting him to score. Yeah, bad goal really to concede that late on. But
yeah, the set pieces in general, I think, are a worry. I mean, we are conceding pretty much every single game from set pieces at the minute. And when Hanshaw was with Paul Warren, part of his coaching staff, I'm pretty sure he was the set piece coach. And I understand that it's not just because I know when he say set piece coach, it's probably more about attacking set pieces, but I'm sure he was responsible for defensive set pieces as well. So it is. I have to say, I'm not only disappointed, but I'm surprised that we are struggling from set pieces. To be honest, and we haven't even scored a set piece yet, have we? Either I don't think.
So, no.
No, I don't think so. But what I saw is Raggett just got pulled forward, and obviously Mullin is like a League One, League Two Jamie Vardy. He knows he can score goals. I'm surprised he didn't start. I'm not sure why he doesn't start for Wigan.
But I think we are fit Lenny, and obviously Zach Jules. I don't really think Raggett gets close by.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nothing against Raggett, but he's obviously older now. He's not got kind of the legs that maybe, especially Lenny and maybe Zach Jules have.
I do think Raggett played a lot better in the second half. And obviously, Rafferty, captain's going to start. He always gives you 7, 8, 9 out of 10.
Yeah. But sometimes it might be a case of obviously Liam Kelly's sitting, so you're a little bit more defensive, whereas McWilliam's got forward a little bit more. It maybe give him that, that freedom. I tell you what, I do want to see though, them three up front, Nombe, Sharif and Atete. I think that'll be a decent front three that when they're all fit.
What do you think it'd work there? Because they're all probably out and out strikers, aren't they? I mean, I think when Atete was up front on Saturday with Sharif, it was a front two, weren't it? Then you had Dan Gore probably behind him. Do you think that'd work with like three strikers?
Yeah, I mean, Nombe can probably sort of like go out right or go out left. He'd go on the sort of the left hand side. He's fast enough and skillful enough. But yeah, I mean, maybe like you said, three strikers. But it'd be interesting to see selection edit when they're all fit.
Yeah, but would you take Dan Gore out of the team then?
No, Dan Gore is on his day. Well, you can see his head and shoulders above anything, and you can tell where he's played at a different level. Him sat just behind. You wouldn't take him out of the squad.
Yeah, I think we probably all agree with that. Just quickly before we do go on to the ratings, we just touched on tactics there and formation. So I'll be honest, I wasn't sure what tactic we were kind of playing on Saturday at the start, because at one point it looked like we had three centre halves like we've been playing, but then at another point it looked like we were playing a back four. So it looks like we were quite flexible, and we kept changing the formation during the play, which I thought was quite good.
Yeah.
But I was wondering what your guys' thoughts were on the tactics, and did you see an improvement from a tactical shape on Saturday versus previous games? Adam, I'll ask you.
Yeah, definitely. I think I do like Rafferty playing in the centre back role, more than capable, and obviously. I think, when we were defending, it changed into a 4. But then when we were attacking, it went to a 3 at the back. And then obviously the attacking wingers were overlapping. James and Coletta were absolutely fantastic on the left-hand side. They were always overlapping. They did well with each other. And same with Rafferty. He was running, I know Rafferty and Hall as well, even though Rafferty was centre-back. But him and Hall bombing down the right-hand side. So I think a lot of improvement on the last couple of weeks. So very positive tactics-wise this week. Well, Saturday. But we'll see against the next 2 games, which are very big games.
Yeah, well, we'll talk them later on. So we've got our first comment of the day. Surely he saw enough second half to start Tete and Sheriff up front, McWilliams over Kelly. I guess the only thing for me with the McWilliams over Kelly is obviously everyone agrees McWilliams came on, he was superb. The thing is, did they play different roles? Obviously, Kelly's normally like a more defensive midfielder, where McWilliams gets forward, as I think Shelley kind of rightly said. So does that really work? I mean, to be fair, I've always said, if you've got a back three, I don't think you need a defensive midfielder. So for me, it does work. I just wondering what your guys' thoughts were. I can't remember if it was yourself, Adam, or John, who I'm pretty sure one of you, or maybe Mushy, was saying that you were concerned that we weren't playing like a deep midfielder in one of the games previously.
Someone a bit more. I think Yearwood could do it in the defensive midfielder role.
Agreed, yeah.
I think Kelly and McWilliams are a bit different players. Kelly, he likes the ball to feet, and McWilliams does. I think McWilliams is a lot more attacking than Kelly. So I'm not sure if it'd work, but I think Yearwood, he gets stuck in. He's a bit of a little bit of a terrier, a little bit like Ollie Rathbone used to be, getting stuck in at the back. So, but yeah, McWilliams is. If he can get a good run in the side, I think he should start as well. He was fantastic when he came on second half, but he's never really had a massive chance. I know, was it Christmas he played a few and then he got injured and then he came injured again. He's never had a proper big run.
I think that's his issue. I'm pretty sure he had 2 or 3 really good games last season as well, like similar performances to Saturday. But he seems to get into a rhythm and then he's injured or suspended or whatever it might be. We've got hi John, everyone else. Don't know why John's a favourite there, but I am mate. Right, let's go on. Yeah, let's move on to the. Sorry, John. Say that again.
Me, I'm going to leave and come back.
Can't hear him.
Right, he's gone. Yeah, I think he's having internet issues. I'm sure he'll be back. So let's go on to the ratings quickly. So obviously we'll start from goalkeeper. Now, obviously, we run like a poll, as you all know, and fans, it's not just us, it's all fans who kind of vote on this. So these scores are taken from the average Rotherham fan, if you like. So Cameron Dawson got a 5 out of 10. I mean, he did concede 2 goals. I'm sure one of you is about to say he didn't really do a lot, but he did still concede 2 goals. Is that a fair rating, Shelley?
Actually, that's a higher rating. I don't think.
Sorry, go on, Adam. Yeah.
I would give him a higher rating. I think maybe even a 6.57. He did make some good saves. When Paul Mullin was through in the last minute, I know. And I don't think either of the goals were his faults. And it is a bit of an improvement from when he used to play. So yeah, I would give him a 6.5.
6.5, yeah. I mean, to be fair, that was a good save. I mean, I did, when I watched the highlights back, the commentator said it was a bit fortunate because he, obviously, the way Mullin hit it was going through his legs and he managed to get one of his legs down to stop it going through his legs. So I think there was an element of luck, but I suppose you could say that about all saves, to be fair. So yeah, fair enough. I'm happy to accept your slight higher rating. Do you agree with that, Shelley, or do you disagree with that?
Problem with goalkeepers at the minute is we're obviously comparing it to what we had previously, aren't we? So that's nobody's going to be obviously compared to Victor. So do you
think so? So sorry. So you joke, obviously you just joined this podcast, so we've obviously had debates on the goalkeeper over the last few we've done. So League especially, he was concerned when he brought Canning. And that meant that Dawson was guaranteed number 1. And I think the majority of the group were really concerned because he's obviously not a great goalkeeper. So Lee, if you wanted a new goalkeeper to come in as well as Can. What are your thoughts on that? Or are you happy with Dawson going forward?
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily much at Can, to be honest. But I mean, if Dawson gets injured, then I suppose it's always nice to have a third choice keeper. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. We've got Dawson at the minute, and I don't know who else at the minute is obviously available who would fill that role.
Fair enough. Just quickly, John, we've just done Dawson. Just quickly give us your rating, very quickly.
I sent it, yeah.
You did, didn't you? You're going to make me... Yeah, let's have a look then, what John. So the average is, so you've got the overall fans said 5. Adam has kind of gone to a 6.5. Is here with
not this again. Half again,
yeah.
Please, Adam.
But yeah, he's gone to his 6.5. So you have got down 5 to fair. So you've just agreed with.
I think. I watched it. I watched the goal. Well, the number of times he walks like a crab across the goal. Has any of you ever noticed it? I was watching him on warming up on Saturday, and he just walks like a. It's so funny to watch how he defends his near post. Honestly, it's hilarious. You should next time you're at a home game, just watch Dawson's crab walk. You'll have a good laugh.
I'll be honest, I can't say I've seen that, but I will look out for that, John, going forward. Right, let's move on. Let's move on. So we're on to Joe Rafferty. So the average fan gave him a 6 out of 10. So we'll start with you this time, John. Your rating from what you sent me was a 6, and then you've also got man of the match question mark as well.
Yeah, because they gave him man of the match. Rotherham announced him as Rotherham announced him as man of the match, but for me, he wasn't my. That's all I put. He wasn't my man of the match for me. Good game. He did well, but he wasn't my man of the match.
Well, a lot of your audience are probably going to give one of the subs as your man of the match. So, would you say that if all the players who played 90 minutes, was he the best? Would you say
no? Sheriff for me.
Okay. Adam, thoughts on Rafferty and his sponsor man of the match?
No, yeah, it was a sponsored man of the match, not.
So
yeah. I don't think it was the official.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah, I would say from Rafferty, you always get a good solid performance. I've never seen him have a really bad game. I'll give him a 7.
Fair enough. And yourself, Shelley?
It's probably about right, yeah, about a 7. I think he's Mr. Consistent, and he'll be a steady player, like you say. He'll not really put a foot wrong as such.
So the only thing I've got on Rafferty, I've said this on previous podcasts, is for me, he's a right back and he's currently playing right centre back. Does that concern you at all, Shelley? No concern there at all?
With the players that we've signed, the likes of Coletta, Hall, obviously Reece James on that side, I think with him being captain, it's potentially the only way he can kind of sort of get in the squad at the minute. With Denzel Hall's pace down that side, he's going to have to play sort of right of a back three.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
But we also need his experience, like that leadership when things are getting a bit tough towards the end of the game. He's he'll motivate the younger players around him. When obviously Agbear's back or Hall, when he's flagging a little bit, he's that guy as captain. You want to be there saying, "Come on, lads, let's keep it up." Motivating them. Do you know what I mean?
I think Lenny will learn a lot from him as well. I think.
Yeah.
So if every centre back was fit, which 3 centre backs do you think would be starting?
Agbear definitely number 1 on the team sheet. I think Raggett's improving the more games he gets. I know he was injured, weren't he? 6-8 months. The more games he's playing, I thought against Cardiff he was a bit all over the show. But the more he's getting, more games he's getting, the more he's improving. And probably Rafferty at right centre back.
I think for me it's Agbear, Rafferty, and Jules.
Yeah, he's got a knock, hasn't he? That's why he didn't play. Yeah.
Jules for the left-sided aspect, but yeah,
I do agree with that. Like he's obviously our only left-sided centre back, and the joy start for me on Jules. I don't know if you remember. I can remember him making that mistake against Newcastle in the Papa John's or whatever the Football League trophy was called last season, which kind of put me off a little bit. Didn't he pass at goalkeeper? Goalkeeper weren't there or something like that anyway. Yeah. So I've never forgiven him for that, to be honest with you. But he's okay, I'd say. He's okay. I think we've had him on the. I think I'd go with Rafferty, Agbear, and Raggett personally. Let's move on to Raggett then. So we'll start with Adam this time. So Rotherham fans gave him a 6 out of 10. That's just your average, really. Steady Eddie. Yeah. Thoughts?
I think I'll give him a 7. I think he did improve second half. The more he got into the game, second half they were flying at headers. Maybe he should have been a bit close to mulling for the goal. But I think, he rarely put a foot wrong. I know he's against Cardiff looked a lot more nervous. But I think he's improving the more games when he did well.
John, so you've got 6, and then you've also got in your notes own goal.
Yeah, it's unfortunate though, isn't it? It is an unfortunate own goal, but he looked shaky, and then as Adam says, he's grown into the game for me. And then towards the tail end of the set, he has won a lot more headers and got a bit more comfortable. But yeah, I can't really say too many bad words about him, to be honest.
Anyone at fault for the goal? That goal? I don't know if anyone's seen it back. Was anyone at fault in your opinion? Anyone on the podcast, or just unlucky?
No, I don't think so. I think
just
it was
felt
more,
unlucky.
I think it was more. Was it Coletta that was a bit out of position because he was going forward? So I think
it's just unfortunate as well because he's gone in to try and clear it. It's gone off his knee, hasn't it, as well? So.
Yeah, I think that kid who scored, I think he was a bit shy to celebrate, weren't he, to be fair? So,
yeah.
All right then, Shelley, and your Sean Raggett review on Saturday. Agree with the 6?
The thing with Raggett is he's been out for a while, hasn't he? He's been in the squad, then he's been out, so he's kind of getting back to full fitness. I think it's probably right. Maybe like Adam says, maybe a 7. He seemed to win sort of a lot of headers towards the latter end of the second half. So it's probably about right. Yeah, it's just fitness for him really, and getting back up to full speed. Yeah.
Got an eye, lads, from us match day. All right, lads. Cheers for watching.
That's Nelson.
Oh, is it? Hi, Nelson. We'll move on to Reece James. Now, obviously, Reece James, I think he was playing that left centre-back, and he obviously got an assist for Sheriff's goal. So I have to say, this to me seems a bit like an agenda because he's only got a 5 out of 10. I can't understand how he gets a 5, the other 2 centre-backs get a 6, and he got an assist. Makes no sense to me. So, Shelley, thoughts? Is this 5 harsh, or are you happy with 5?
Yeah, I think so. I quite like Reece James because he wants to get forward and he gives us a little bit more. It's like you're playing sometimes with like kind of sort of 2 left wingers. His first thought is get forward and he puts balls in box, and I think it's a little bit harsh, to be honest. Yeah, he's probably, like you say, if they're getting 6s and 7s, then he's got to be the same as well. Especially when he's got a hand in the goal as well.
Yeah, agreed. Adam, your thoughts?
I would say a 7. I mean, defensively, he's not the best, but going forward, him and Coletta, it looked good. And like you say, he did get an assist. It's got 7.
Okay. And John, you've got on yours, you've got 6, and then your comments are lost too many long balls.
He did. Because I'm that side of the pitch, and it was literally the first half, but I think that's just a team. It's not really his fault, but we were pushing it from the back, and then he's aiming to go long, and we're losing it. And I'm just said, here we go again, typical Rotherham long balls, and that's the only reason why it's a 6, not a 7.
I mean, do you mean like his distribution, or do you mean defending?
Yeah. So like he'll just go for the long ball because it's his only way out. Because they were pressing so high, his long ball, it was his only way out. But then we're losing it, and Sheriff wasn't exactly winning the headers. Let's put it that way, was he? So for me, that's and it's not like I say, it's a fantastic player, and again another assist. But it's just sometimes I just think the way we're setting up. And it comes, as I say, I see it. So he's trying to force that long ball to, like you had it last year with Nombe and Malik, trying to knock it down to each other. It's almost like we're trying to do that without the fastest striker in behind.
Okay. We've got it in those match day. For me, Raggett was the fault for Mullins' goal. So this is the second goal, obviously not the first one. Obviously, he can't just be his fault because, there's 2 free headers, not just 1. So there's still a fault somewhere else if you kind of blame Raggett. Was it Raggett's man? Raggett's man, I don't know. Is Raggett supposed to be man marking a player, or is he supposed to be zonal marking? We don't actually know. I'm not sure it was his fault. What are your guys' thoughts? So we talk about a second. Adam, what do you think?
I
know you like Raggett.
Yeah, I mean, he did. I mean, Mullin was free, and Raggett was the man marking him, and Raggett came forward. So yeah, I would say it was his fault.
Okay, fair enough then.
Closest man.
I still think there's a
Tete, weren't it?
Is that right? Tete was the closest one
Yeah,
to
he
him.
was. He looked like when I've seen the replay, he was like the sort of closest man to him. But it shouldn't be a Tete's job. It should be like, you've got 3 kind of experienced centre halves there saying, look, there's a player like Mullin, just come on. Game off a chance like that with a free header, a free shot. He's going to score.
Yeah, it wasn't free header. It was literally.
It's his first touch as well, by the way. It's his first touch.
Yeah.
Mullin's first touch.
Yeah.
I mean, just that on Tete as well. I mean, I'm not going to blame him because he's a striker, he's not a defender. But the thing about Hugo is Hugo's actually quite good in our defensive area when we are defending set pieces. But if you notice, he's quite good at winning headers and clearing his lines. So if Hugo can do it, I would expect Tete to be able to do it as well, personally. And he might do it today. It's only his second game for the club, so you've got to give him a chance. Well, I would expect him to be able to defend or help defend corners with the defence, to be honest with you.
What I would say, and I don't know what the other lads' opinion, and again, it's probably because I'm so used to Victor coming out and absolutely claiming absolutely everything in that box. Why is Dawson just planted on his line? Why isn't he? That area should be his. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's just stood there on his goal line, doing his crab walk.
He would. The thing with the goalie, because he was due to the near post, he's not going to get that, I guess. But I do get your point on. I don't think you ever see him touch the ball. Yeah. No, I know. It's the second phase, isn't it? So the first. He's not getting that at the front post. I'm telling you can't get that.
No.
So he's got to react really quickly between the lad at the front post heading it, and then Mullin heading it in. So I do think that's a little bit harsh on the goalkeeper.
I just want him to be more commanding. Just own that area.
So is this where Joe Rafferty steps in then and says, "Look, come on, it's your box. Come out and command it." Obviously, Joe Rafferty needs to be a bit more vocal and say, "Help us out a bit." It might not be Dawson's game, but
But like John said,
I think you've got 2 leaders there. You've got. Go on, sorry, Adam. You go, Adam. Sorry.
No, I was just saying, like John said. We were so used to Victor coming out, claiming everything. But obviously, Victor's, I would say he could even make it as a Premiership keeper, though I know there's a lot of interest. Whereas Dawson, I don't rate him as highly, but Victor's
He's a League One goalkeeper, isn't he?
He's a League One goalkeeper, where Victor, I'd say, is a Premier League goalkeeper, but in 2-3 years, he's the Premier League.
But look what we had before Victor, though. There's been obviously Martinez, there's been Iverson. So we have had a few sort of goalkeepers who could command the box and were good.
That lad from Leeds as well. I forgot his name. He was a decent player as well.
One of my favourites,
something like that.
One of my favourites, actually, what goes under the radar, Lee Camp. I thought Lee Camp were excellent when he were here. So this one then, do we think can play over Dawson? Now, we've had this conversation a few times. I still don't think so. What are your thoughts, Adam? Because obviously you're the one who, I don't think you're a big fan of Dawson, so what are your thoughts?
I mean, the problem is nobody's even seen Can. I think he's played 15, 20 minutes, or was it a half at Parkgate? Apart from that, Can's not been seen in any other pre-season game. So, I mean, they could give him a chance. But obviously, Hampshire seems to think Dawson's the better keeper. That's why he's playing him every game. So, no, I'd say, although I'm not the highest fan of Dawson, I still think he'll be better than Can. Otherwise, the coaches, Warrington would be saying to Mark, let's give Can a chance. I've seen this in training. It might be worth a go.
Thing is, tomorrow's a free hit, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a free hit.
Yeah, he's going to say Miller's match day has just asked the question.
Yeah, but
we said this about Adam. Yeah, Adam said this about Salford, and I agree. Yeah, tomorrow he won't play in goal. It'll be Dawson tomorrow because it's Barnsley. He won't be anywhere near team.
Give him a go against Salford when it's a League Two team.
Yeah, exactly.
We're expected to at least get a result, so he would have given him a chance, see what he's about. But yeah, there must be something in it.
But it was a surprise that Go on, John. Sorry.
No, it's like I said in the group though. It's not like we've got. I've never known a goalkeeper not have competition, and I know we're League One, but you're almost like saying on a silver platter, Dawson, you can go ahead and make as many mistakes as he pretty much wants. Because Tim Can's not up to standard. He's not.
So you're basically saying you're a number one goalkeeper without competition. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I agree with you there, John. Right, let's move on then. Let's move on to the wing back. So we'll start with Marvin Coletta. So before anyone gives their views, he was one of the highest rating Rotherham players. He got a 7 out of 10. I'll start with Shelley this time. What were your thoughts on Marvin Coletta on Saturday? Is he deserving a 7?
Yeah, it's a fair 7. He's another one that likes to get forward and he likes to create something, and it's nice to see. I think when I was kind of not necessarily sad, but I thought we would miss like Colin Bramall's pace down that left hand side because he created a lot with his pace, and obviously, Coletta's obviously got that pace, and you can see he wants to get forward. So I think he's going to cause a few problems, hopefully, if he can get a good run in the team.
Okay. So, John, you've gone for a 5, and I think that's because he got subbed off at 65 minutes. That's what you've got on your comments. So
yeah, and he's carrying an injury as well. So for me, I've seen glimpses of good from him, but because of it, I think Matt came out and said he's only played he's had 3 games with Wolves, not even full games. So his match fitness isn't 100%. So for me, that's the only reason, really.
Yeah, I think that's one thing you've got to remember. The lad's only, 18 or 19, isn't he? So you can't expect too much from this early, I don't think. Yeah.
20.
Is he 20, is there? Did you say he was 20 there? Sorry. Yeah. Whatever, he's still young, isn't he? Oh, yeah, we've had to do 21 soon. What about you, Adam? What are your
back
thoughts?
line, isn't it? When you think about it, with Bear in the mix as well. Bloody hell.
Your thoughts, Adam, on...
Yeah, I think, like John said, I don't think he's fully fit at all. Maybe if you signed him a lot earlier, he would be up to speed. And obviously he's been playing, I don't know, he's probably playing a few once over 21 games. So
why did you think the fans gave him a 7 then? Because that is a high score, really.
I think maybe because he saw him, he was running up and down the wing, few good touches with his left foot. So there's a lot of promise there. So I think in a few more games he'll be a great player. But I just think, fitness, maybe that's why they brought him off. First half he did get up and down the left wing. So.
Well, he missed a game, didn't he, because of an injury as well?
Yeah. I'm not sure why they give him. Maybe a 6, I'll give him.
Okay. We've got an Aaron McIntyre. John, looks like supporting those is taking its toll on you. That's it, harsh.
I know him. I know he's my best friend. It's fine.
All right. Right, let's move on to the other wing back, Denzel Hall. So again, the average Rotherham fan, just an average 6 out of 10. We'll start with yourself, John. So John, you gave him a 6 as well. No comments to this one.
No comment. I like him. I really rate him. I think he's going to be a really good player for us. I've said this a few times. He's energetic. He gets back. He wants to cover all the defensive positions, which I admire, to be honest. I think he went down a couple of times with a bit of an injury. I hope he hasn't got an injury, but yeah, really solid. Whoever scouted him has done a really good job, actually.
Fair enough. Shelley, your thoughts on Denzel?
I'm hoping he'll be one of them players that kind of gets you off your feet. And when he gets ball, go on, because his first thought is, I'm going to go forward. I'm going to beat this man. And that's what kind of, since Chio's gone, there's been nobody really I'm not saying he's going to fill Chio's boots by any means, but he's got that to get forward and to create something, which is what we've been lacking, really.
Adam, I think you're about to say something, Adam, there.
I like Hall, great right back, gets up and down. I don't think Saturday was his best game, but he gets stuck in, fantastic wing back. So again, 24 years old, another young right back. Possibly, if we get the contract situation right, we could sell him on for a profit. But all positive for Hall. 7, solid 7.
He's a big lad as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
he's
I think he's like 6'4". Yeah, he's a unit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, moving on to the midfield. We'll start with Liam Kelly. So Liam Kelly, I think, got the lowest or joint lowest out of any starting player. He got a 4 out of 10. Adam, we'll come to you first. Thoughts on Liam Kelly? Is that harsh?
Yeah, I think 4's harsh. I mean, he always looking for the ball, Kelly. He's always, although his passing range, he did do a good long ball. It's normally just to the side or back to the defence. He got stuck in, always wanting the ball, got some good passes. So yeah, I would say a bit higher than the 4. I'm not sure about the 4. Maybe from the challenge. Obviously, Kelly's a bit older. I don't think he's got the legs. So, and that's probably why he got hooked at half time. But I think 4 a bit harsh.
Yeah, John, you've got a 4 for him as well, but I think you
it's the foul and then obviously substitute,
and then he got substituted. Yeah. So
I just don't think he should be starting either. I don't. He's like an end. I said this before. I feel like he could come on the 75th and change the game, but for me, he's not a starting midfielder.
Fair enough. Shelley, yourself on Liam Kelly?
I think once the likes of Benson and Spence are fit, then obviously I think it's obviously going to be a different story. You know, I don't think Liam Kelly realistically might not get ahead of him. I personally don't like the City midfielder. I just think sometimes it makes it a little bit more defensive and, you know, you sat back a little bit more. But yeah, 4's a little bit harsh.
Sorry,
you can tell William Kelly that he, you know, he's got experience behind him and has played at a different, you know, a bit of a higher level. But yeah, he's not. His legs are. He hasn't got 90 minutes in him.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, moving on. Joe Powell's next, so we'll carry on yourself, Shelley. So again, the average fan just given him a 6, which is we've always said a 63 average in these scores. Would you agree with that?
He's a very funny player, Joe Powell. I think we haven't seen the best of him. He has games where he's just everything comes through him. You know, he wants to beat a man, and then obviously his set pieces aren't great. He takes a lot of flack, but I think we're yet to see, you know, the Joe Powell that I think's out there. To be honest with you, and I'm hoping it kind of comes this season.
Just before we carry on, I think this was about Liam Kelly. I just missed this comment.
Yeah.
He only played 1 half, and I don't think it was a foul. I'll be honest, I've actually not seen the foul back on the highlights that I watched. It wasn't on. I know, Adam, you thought it could have been a red card, didn't you?
Yeah,
I see a lot of Rotherham fans saying no chance, but is that because they're Rotherham fans? I don't know.
But I think
he gets lucky. He gets lucky.
Dave, it's quite far away. What I saw, yeah. Sorry, John.
If he doesn't slip, he's off.
Yeah.
Fair enough then. And then Will's actually again, he thinks fouls are best midfielder. I think there's one better, firstly, but I do think Fowles very good. Thoughts on that? Fowles are best midfielder?
No.
No, fair enough then. We'll carry on. What were your thoughts on Fowl then, Adam? Again, 6 out of 10. I think John gives him a 6 as well. So what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think Saturday wasn't his best game, but I do like Joe Powell. I think he did get around the pitch like he always does. He's got some nice streaks. But yeah, Saturday wasn't his best game. But I do think, maybe I think he's Rotherham's best midfielder. And unfortunately, his contract's running out into this season. So we need to get him signed to another 2-3 year deal. Otherwise, it's going to be the same old. Lose him on a free.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
yeah. Powell, he is. That's what I was just about to touch on. Yeah, his corner kicks. His corner kicks, sometimes I'm just there thinking, are we going to get it past the corner flag, or is it going to be a really good cross? Or I think one went really obscurely, like really far, and I'm thinking, like, you can see we've practiced corners, which is really good to see, because last year we were dire from corners. But it's just, we need, there's other players, surely. He doesn't have to take everything. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, is it just me that thinks that? Because free kicks, corners, penalty, he may as well take goal kicks as well.
He doesn't need to take everything. Like we've got Gore who could probably whip in a good corner. Do you know what I mean?
You've got a Johnny here as well, potentially, from those match day. Yeah, he's left-footed into you, Johnny. I mean, Powell's left-footed into you as well. I like to see a left-footed corner taker on one side and a right foot on the other side. I personally prefer in swinging, so I'd still let Powell take him on the corners from the right-hand side, and then I'd want maybe Dango, like you said, on the other side. So you did give a 6, John, so have you anything else to add on Powell? No. Okay. Moving on. So they are I've got one more midfielder, sorry. And the one who I think might be better than Powell, and that's Dango. Again, the average Rotherham fan gave him a 6 out of 10. Adam, we'll start with you on this one. We all know he's got quality. I think he showed it a bit more on Saturday, but probably still not where it should be. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, exactly. I think you can see why he's being the captain of Manchester United under 21s. I think he can see 2 balls in advance, and a lot of times he's looking, and obviously our players do not see where he's going. But yeah, I think he's improved a lot from the first game of the season. He's up and down. Again, is his fitness not the best because he's always coming off? He came off 60 minutes on Saturday, but I do like him. You can tell his touches. He's doing a lot more tackling, getting stuck in. So I think, although I'd still have Powell over him, I do think he will improve if he keeps fit. The more games he gets, obviously that you can see why he's at Man U. But I think very good midfielder, and I'm glad we've got him.
We've got this Mills after again. He needs more strength sometimes.
Possibly. I mean, he's only a little lad. You can see. But his touches and his vision is fantastic.
Okay. Shelley, what about are you a big fan of Dango?
Yeah, I think one of I don't know if it was Saturday or the first game of the season, I think he played a ball and whoever he played it to just didn't read it the way he did. Kind of shook his head, so you can see things that other people can't. You can definitely tell he's been at high level, but with the strength and things like that, it's just going to come in it with more game time. The more he plays, the confidence is going to come. Don't forget, he's on Man United's books, but he's still a young lad, and it all comes with experience, doesn't it? With game time, and he can only improve.
Well, he's out of contract at the end of the season. Would you looking to sign him?
I think it all depends on how we do this season. We need to kind of do well and at least finish kind of top half to give us any chance. If we have a season like last season, I don't blame the lad for not coming back. I'm kind of sort of surprised he did, and I'm glad he did, and he's done well to get back in, especially with how we finished last season.
That's a really good point actually as well, because I remember when we first signed him last season, it was I think it was Port Vale that absolutely slated him for his injury. Yeah. He threw a hissy fit, didn't train. He went back to and then he played 2 games for us, and he did the exact same thing. He went back to Man United, and I thought, are we actually seeing what these boys were talking about? That you don't like facilities or whatever, but actually. And I know you're going to probably drop me in at year, Dave, because of my score. But you can see there's a lot of quality there, and like you say, Man United youth as well, captain. He's a good lad.
Do you know what you gave him this week, John?
I forgot. Was it less than 5?
No, you gave him a 7. To be fair, you gave him a 7.
There you go then. I like him. He gets everywhere. I think at times though, when you look at the pitch and go, oh, such and such did this. I feel like sometimes I go, what did he do? Does that make sense? He just does a lot of running. He reminds me of Rathbone a bit. He does a lot of busybodying.
So Mills, he seems to enjoy it here, or seems to like it down here. Once we start gelling, we could be a really good team. I do actually agree with that. I think what one thing about Saturday, although I'm not with this. Actually, I don't agree with a lot of the Rotherham fans who said that Saturday was an excellent performance. I don't think it was. I think we had a good 25-30 minute spell, and that came in the second half. But one thing I did notice is some of these players, like a Dango, like a Coletta, they did do little things where they were like Coletta, for example. There was one, I think he beat like 3 men in the corner and kind of managed to flip back to Reece James.
Yeah.
I think it was for Hugo's header, and so things like that. So I do kind of agree with this. I think if we can, we have got on paper like an exciting young team. So I'm hoping that does come to fruition. Sean H. This we were talking about obviously Joe Powell and the out of contract. So obviously, surely the club try and make some good money on Agbo Hall, Marta Coletta, and not allow them to run contracts down and leave them free.
You think that, Sean, but it's Rotherham United, so.
And we've got sounding great. Well, you just got back from my holidays and first I just a podcast on. So cheers, Phil. Thanks for that. Anyone else got anything on Dango? Moving on, right?
I think I can't remember who it was. If it was in the group or if it was on X, I think it might be Josh. Comments sometimes. He was saying he'd like to see more of an attacking sort of role, and I would agree. I would love to see him just not come back as far defensively and just sit behind Hugo, behind Sheriff, and just be that like we need to push forward. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, don't forget at the minute though, we're not full strength. So once players are back, once like Nombe's back, we haven't really like Kean Spence yet. There's Benson. So there might be other people who might come into that who might give Dango, a little bit more of a free role, and that's when I see him at his best when we are at full strength, so to speak.
Yeah.
Okay, Jordan Hugo. We'll start with you, John. You've given him a 6, and then obviously your comments are subbed at half time, should have scored. I actually disagree with that last comment myself, but I'll let you explain first.
Well, he's had the head on it. I mean, it's a great save, isn't it? So,
well, the way I saw it is, I thought it was excellent that he won the header. Like, I don't see I'm not saying a Tete, but like a Nombe wouldn't have won that header, or I don't think who else have we got up front. Like a Coyote wouldn't have won that header. I just think Hugo's the sort of player he would have won that. And it was a great header knocked down. Yes, it could have been in the corner more, but I felt it was just a great header personally. He was still looking up to score.
Yeah. I mean, but what again? We go back to why was he brought off? Is it fitness or was he?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that is what worries me. Why are we getting so many players who are becoming now injury prone all of a sudden?
Yeah, okay. Shelley, thoughts on Hugo overall as well as Saturday? Because he does split debate on this podcast. So where do you stand with him?
Give Hugo service, and I think he will score. Saturday, we're getting, first off, they were getting sort of no service at all. It needed, obviously, the change, and it needed something a little bit more direct. But yeah, he does take a lot of stick. But I think if you give Hugo the service, he'll score goals. But sometimes his crossing and set pieces are just kind of non-existent. So yeah, he's.
But we were it wasn't like we weren't whipping the balls in on Saturday either. It was just maybe I don't know if it was his positioning or obviously we got the Sheriff similar sort of height and build. I don't know. I felt like. I want him just to go on a really good scoring run because it's confidence with Hugo, right? We know he can score goals.
Bear in mind as well, it was sort of Sharif's debut, so he's obviously still young. So
yeah,
maybe if it was kind of a Nombe, Nombe and Hugo could build a little bit of a partnership. There might have been a little bit more maybe for Hugo to do, because obviously. It was Sharif's debut, but yeah.
Adam, I can see you dying to so go on. The floor is yours. Jordan Hugo, talk to me.
No, I'm not the biggest fan, unfortunately. I just think, obviously we'll go to Etete when he comes on. But when Hugo got the ball, he was back on the floor again. He had the header, it was good. It was, he rose above. But, I mean, he's not scored a league goal since October last year. He scored more goals in the Championship than League One, which is obviously a poorer league. Did we have a much better team? Obviously, we had a better team, but he's playing against more better players. No, I don't think he moves around the pitch as good. For me, I think he's the only in the team because if Ndombe's fit, does Hugo play now? This new sheriff's in town, and then Tete with this form now, I'll give him a 4 out of 10. Well, I mean, hopefully he's not got injury, but I don't think. I think with the Tete's performance on Saturday, he should start obviously tomorrow.
Yeah, he has to.
I also don't think
He
if
has
it's a
to.
style of player, does he either, Hugo? With the young
agreed
players
with
we've got and the quick players we've got and wanting to
Yeah.
get forward, I don't think he fits the kind of the mould, does he? Yeah.
I have to say, with this coming in, I'd forgotten about Spence, to be honest with you. So there is still Keon Spence to come back. Turbo, you lot are all over the New York talk. Keep going.
Just don't even address. Don't address it. Don't address it.
500 quid in. 500 quid in. You can appear, Turbo. I'm only joking. And Sean, and to think we all thought Dangor was a bottle job faking injury. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, moving on to the other striker then, who started, obviously, debut, Martin Sheriff. Shelley will start himself. He's got him, yeah.
What's on this
now,
time?
Yeah, he got.
For me, he was probably the man of the match. To say that it was his debut and he's 19-year-old, he's a big lad. You could tell, obviously, started off a little bit keen. But I think he grew into the game and he just wanted to move it forward and he wanted to create chances. And I think that goal's must have done him the world of good. His confidence, he's got to have done. And I think he's definitely earned himself a start on Saturday.
What about tomorrow? Do you start in tomorrow?
Yeah, I don't see why not. Potentially him and Etete up front. I think, like I've said, tomorrow's kind of a free hit. It'd be nice to have a cup run, but get some legs in people. Give him, if you can do 90 minutes, give him half an hour. Give him first half. Let's have a look at some. Maybe play Jack Holmes tomorrow. Give people a run and get some legs in them.
Fair enough, John. So you've got 8 scored, and you're man at match for the Sheriff.
You are Rich is. I mean, we're running out of time, so I'll keep it short. He's covered everything there. I spoke about it Saturday. He missed that early chance, but for me, very early chance. I'm not going to grumble about that. He's energetic and wants to score and has scored, and I'm very happy for him.
I think the fact that he missed that chance and then scored like 2 minutes later is excellent, to be fair, because a 19-year-old lad...
It's like a sigh of relief, isn't it? It's like, come on!
a 19-year-old lad who's just missed like a one-on-one, his confidence is going to drop. So the fact he did score, that's excellent mentality.
Yeah.
Is that what you're going to say, Adam?
Yeah, I thought he played absolutely fantastic for obviously a 19-year-old on his first game. The goal, it'll give him a world of confidence. I know when we signed him, a lot of fans were commenting, he's got no experience. I had a look in the Everton youth team and he's banging goals in the reserves. David Moyes took him on pre-season with Everton, so he obviously does rate him. But I thought absolutely fantastic debut. And I'll keep him in, just get even, because probably he's not had that many games. Because I don't know, obviously reserves start later. So get him in Tuesday, get him in Saturday. Let him cook.
He did well to get in that position as well. There were a lot on like the likes of Reece James and stuff creating the goal, but he read it well to get in that position. He read it well to say it was his debut. And
I'm gonna shout Bushy out, because he's not on the show and I can do it and get away with it. But he said on a few weeks ago podcast about Matty not being able to bring names into the club. Well, he's brought him in and he's done his first game, but he's actually a really, really solid player.
Yeah. Just moving on, we've got Turbo. Just go for it tomorrow. Why not? I think we probably all agree with that, to be fair. Right, we've done the starting 11. There was obviously 5 subs. I'm not going to do the last 2 Yearwood and Holmes because they played 5 minutes. So we'll do it as a group. You've got McWilliams, Etete, and Marta. Now, Etete actually got the official man of match on this kind of review, what Rotherham fans were voting for. 57% of the vote was Etete. And obviously, McWilliams also got a high score as well. I'm just looking for it now. I think he got an 8 as well. Yeah. So both McWilliams and Etete got an 8, but Etete did get man at match. Adam, you start. So just do a summary on all three, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I think Etete, when he come on, absolutely fantastic. I know the first game we saw him, his touch a bit off, but he was getting the ball, holding it up. I think what he did in 45 minutes were absolutely fantastic. I can see why he got man at match. I think I'd just edge it to Sheriff because for what he did in both halves. But yeah, I can absolutely fantastic. First goal, he were involved. Second goal, he were involved. I mean, well, obviously much better than Jubal in the first half. So yeah, he was very good. And I think again, once he gets fit, another great signing.
Much better than Port Vale as well. Port Vale,
yeah, much better than Port Vale. McWilliams again when he come on, great. I've not seen that much from him to do stuff like that. But his little goal, the first goal was great. Could you change McWilliams for Kelly, or are they too much different players? I suppose Sammy knows. But yeah, I think I can see why I'd give him an 8 as well. And the last one, Yearwood. Yearwood always puts in a solid performance.
Marta. Yeah.
Oh yeah, on left wing. I mean, he's got the flicks and tricks. He just seems a bit weaker than normal League One players. But you can see there's a player in there. I know a lot of guys up at Roundwood say he's a box of tricks, and some of the stuff he's doing is on a different level. But yeah, he just needs games. Young lad, give him more games.
Yeah. Just
Shelley,
on McWilliams as well, though.
Yeah,
There were parts last season where we were better with him when he was missing.
Yeah,
you could tell he was missing, and then he came in squad and he gave us a little bit more. So you know, there were a spell where we went on, you know, a sort of a relatively decent run for our position, and he was sort of key to it. Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. Any other thoughts on the other two, Shelley, on Etete or Marta? Anything to add from what Adam was saying?
Martha's just experiencing it. He just needs game time. You can tell he's raw. And Etete, yeah, he's a big lad. He's strong. I think he had a bit of a point to prove, to be honest, because obviously, as first look at him at Port Vale, he didn't really sort of do much, and you sort of question it a little bit. But yeah, he were hungry, yeah, there's no grumbling him getting man at match, to be fair, because we were all over the place, and like you say, we were involved in goals as well. He was looking up to score himself, to be honest.
Yeah, that header maybe.
Yeah. John, you had a 7 for Etete, 7 McWilliams, and 6 Marta. Any additional thoughts?
No, I think. Well, no, not really. I think if there's rumours of Sean leaving, which I think would be an absolute loss for Rotherham, I think we need to keep hold of him. He brings a different game. You see that at half time. He was a different animal in midfield. So, Martha, I feel like the same. He's a bit of a blow over in the wind sort of player, but he's young, isn't he? So hopefully we can nurture him into being. I don't even know. Are we signed him as a left back? Because I'm not sure. Or left wing back.
Yeah, he plays back midfielder on left.
Oh, is he? Oh,
yeah. Well, I actually thought he was left wing back myself.
Yeah, he plays that left wing back. Which but yeah,
he's definitely more a winger.
Yeah.
Yeah, all three of them. Like I said, Etete, brilliant. I mean, like he deserved a goal as well. He had a few shots blocked, but I think we need to start him and Sheriff definitely on. If not tomorrow, Saturday, definitely.
Yes, Etete, Sheriff have to start along with McWilliams also. Powell needs more game time. Interesting. Let's move on to Barnsley then. So obviously we have a game tomorrow in the EFL Cup second round. We're a little bit fortunate to beat Salford, obviously just lucky on winning on penalties. What are your thoughts on the game? Would you start a strong side, or would you change a host lot of players? Shelley, I'll start with you.
I don't know if his main focus is going to be on Saturday. It'd be nice to have a cup run, don't get me wrong. You know, you still got to go into tomorrow relatively strong and give us a chance. But it might be, time for maybe start Yearwood, and see obviously what he's gonna give us. I think McWilliams has earned himself a start after Saturday. Definitely Etete and Sheriff. The only problem with that is you've not got really much experience. Yeah, it's a tough one. Do you get minutes into people who are probably not going to get much, or do you go sort of relatively strong? And we want to win, obviously. Do you know what I mean? But I think the focus is going to be for Saturday.
Yeah. John, just quickly on tomorrow, what would you do? Would you try and win by playing your strongest 11?
Yeah, like you say, it's a free hit. It'd be nice to go through. I think that we'll see how negative Twitter will be if we lose, and probably calling for Matty to get sacked or whatever. But for me, I'd actually rather. It's going to sound silly, but I'd rather lose and focus on sort of Saturday in the league. Do you know what I mean? Less games.
I didn't agree with that. I didn't agree with John there.
Go for it. Let's go all guns blazing and try and get the results. I'd drop Hugo for Atete and McWilliams. Or McWilliams or you would for Kelly, and then keep maybe Martha to come on, maybe give Dango a bit of a rest. But yeah, I think a nice strong team. Obviously, Dawson will start.
This is a good shout, actually. I don't think we've not won at Oakley in my lifetime, and I'm 40 years old. So from that point of view, I would like a win, to be honest.
Yeah.
So Turvo says it's a derby. Let's go for it. So yeah, agree with that. James, not that one. Yeah. Evening, gents. Evening, James. Hope you're well. Right, just quickly, Doncaster. Massive game. I'll be honest, I'm nervous. I think we're going to struggle. Go on, you, Adam first. What's your thoughts? Can we go there and win? Cause an upset.
Well, if it were first game of the season, I would have said, yeah, nice, easy win. But Doncaster's doing really well. I know they were near top of the league. They did lose Saturday. I don't know. Yeah, it will be tough. But I think a draw. If we get a draw, it'll be positive.
Okay, Shelley.
I know if they beat us, we'll never get last of it. I know that. With our away form, it's probably one of the first times that I'm going into Saturday thinking I'm not looking forward to this. Normally, you know, we've done well there last few seasons, but they've sort of been doing all right. Yeah, let's hope. We want to beat them, but I think you'd obviously be happy with a draw.
We have got a good record recently, haven't we? I think we've beaten them like 3 out of 4 or something like that.
Our away form in general over the last few seasons has not been very good, and I don't know why. It should be so poor away from home.
Yeah. John, thoughts on Doncaster quickly?
It's a tough game. They've squeaked a few results lately as well.
Yeah.
If you offered me a draw, I'd take it. If we could squeak a 1-0 win, I'd take that as well. I just hope they don't batter us, if I'm honest.
You know, he's going to come back.
Donny, for God's sake. Yeah. It's only Donny, look, according to Turbo. We will smash them, no issue. Miller's back there. I think this was to do with Barnsley, actually. I think he's going to the Barnsley game. If you are, I'll see you there, because I'm unfortunately going to Barnsley tomorrow. Right, just before we kind of log off, Sean here, mention online ticket service. They are useless. Tickets for Barnsley, can't even buy them. I'll be honest, I got mine from the shop on Friday, I think, so I'm not privy to this. Has anyone else had issues with the ticket service recently?
I know today there was issues ringing up. There was a guy said he was in half an hour as number 1 in queue or something, which is a bit bizarre. But no, I normally I just advise go to the shop itself if you can.
I suppose it is difficult, isn't it, if you're working 9 to 5, for example, the shop's only open 9 till 5. I struggle to get there. I normally have to get someone else to go down for me. But yeah, Sean, I've not seen them myself, because I don't like using online because you have to pay an extra £2 for booking. I don't like doing that. So
wasn't there issues with all this online nonsense last year? Games showing not the right games and stuff. It's all since we've gone to Ticketmaster, by the way. We never had these issues before. Never. Agreed.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Right, just quickly though, before we do this last thing, did anyone show any interest in the Centenary Awards the club did last night? No, John?
I followed it on X, and that's about as far as it went.
Did you even know it was going live, Adam?
No, I didn't even see anything about it. Like usual, bad marketing, bad media, nothing.
Shelley, did you know about it last night?
Yeah, I saw bits about it. There were some tickets going. Obviously, they got snapped up before I could take them. So I'd seen
Weren't they £100 though? Were they not £100?
Yes.
Is that
I
right?
don't. In terms of prices, I don't know how much they were to buy. But yeah,
80 quid
Fair
plus
enough.
VAT, and they did a vote to the public, and then only the people at the event could cast the final vote.
Right. It is sad that we are in our centenary year, and you've got 4 Rotherham fans on here who didn't really show any interest in the centenary dinner or whatever it was. I think that's really sad, to be fair, and I think it just shows what Kev was saying a couple of weeks ago, how the club have got this centenary year massively wrong. Yeah. Okay,
Even at 40 quid.
right.
I mean, you could have sold it out at 40, 80 quid. All you're appealing to is business people.
Yeah, I agree. Just a couple more comments before we go. I got mine as soon as they came on sale. Online tickets. I assume we're talking about Barnsley. And then Turbo Wood was far too high in the rankings. That was interesting, actually. Did you see that? I did see, Richard Wood is quite high. Yeah, in the rankings. Now, it's funny because I'm like, look, Richard Wood is is like a Rotherham legend. I'm not saying that at all. But he's not high up on my list because at the end of the day, he's actually a centre-back as a defender. And he's actually known for scoring goals. That's why he's a legend. And so he doesn't actually sit too well in me, that really. Like, I was never a big fan of Richard Wood defensively. That's just my thoughts. What were your thoughts, Adam?
I mean, Wood wasn't the fastest player. A lot of times when he was up against fast attackers, he would get beat. But, I mean, his goals were fantastic. Some of them Wembley ones, 2 at Wembley. So I think, I think his position, because what I've seen the rankings, I know Victor was high as well. Victor Johansson, was he 5th?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's surprising because, as Shelley said earlier, we've actually had a lot of goalkeepers. Like, I know this is going to look a long way, but I'd rate Billy Mercer and Matt Clark higher than Victor Johansson, personally. That's 2 off the top of my head.
Both of them just because they're a newer player. Do you know what I mean? With Victor, especially.
That's the point. Exactly that, because it's a new player. What are you saying there, Shelley?
They had longevity as well, though. The other two didn't they? A few of them they had a few years behind them. So that's probably why. And Victor is, like you say, there's a lot of newer fans now since he's been at New York. So he's the New York era is obviously the best keeper into it. Yeah.
Right, okay. So has anyone got anything else they'd like to raise before we end this podcast?
The referee is an absolute toolkit from Saturday. If you're driving the bus still to Wigan, please reconsider your job. Thank you.
Right. Thanks for that, John. So thanks everyone for joining. Thanks for all the comments. I mean, considering we did this an hour earlier and I don't think it was advertised that well, which was probably my fault. We've still got, like, I can see we've got like 80 people watching, which I think is excellent considering we've not got.
Can I go and watch the Newcastle game now? Thank you.
That's it, I'm just going to end then on this. Ronnie Moore needs a statue. Get that out. I think we can all agree. Okay. Yeah. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that jazz. Make sure you're following. And thanks, everyone. See you later.
Bye.
Bye. The Millers.
The Millers.